Hello, you dirty bastards. Welcome to Nat 20. The world is a cruel place and it's messy out there. We're happy that we can talk today and that you chose to come out and sit in our world for a little while. Please be advised, it's rough here too. Welcome to Dirt. I am Osiris Franco, the master of ceremonies for this game. Near, far, wherever they are on the screen you're looking at are my wonderful players. Players, please go around and tell the folks who you are and who you're playing in this game at the end of all things.
Hello, I'm Purple Phil. I'll be playing a brick today, and I'll pass it down to Bright.
Hello, I am Bright, and I will be playing Hunk Smashly Fuddruckers. Go ahead, Kristen.
Yeah, thanks, Bright. I will be playing Steph Lux, the Gunlugger.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kohlrabi, and I will be playing Toad, and they are the Faceless.
Before we get started, let's cover some ground rules. Dewuld has ended and humanity is fucked. Folks out here have to do what they can to survive. It's a gritty game full of violence, blood, and humors. However, the players and I have met and agreed upon the rules of engagement. Before each session, I'll cover off on any triggering topics I foresee, giving them an option to veto content before we begin. Audience, please consider this a content warning that you're about to observe. The potential triggers for today are heat stroke, severe weather, bugs and vermin, and violence. We all cool? We all good? We all great? Excellent. As a reminder, the following topics will never come up in our game: eyeball things, harm to children, homophobia, racism, sexism, slavery, sex, and sexual assault. Now that we've followed the rule of being good, we're ready to begin. You're going to be headed across the oil fields. It's rough going on the surface, even for those who are prepared. Accidents happen, and there's a lot of folks here in Dirt who'd rather chew glass than travel across the surface. In fact, that's why they're here in Dirt at all. But you guys have a different path. We're joining you guys as you're leaving the intake office. Behind you, Noah, at her desk, bringing in new people, new citizens of Dirt. You've been assigned with a job. Go to the oil skimmers camp, find parts, bring them back, and do it quietly, please. What are you guys doing? How are you getting ready for this gig? Are you getting ready for this gig?
Making a ton of noise to get it all out of my system so that I do it quietly during the mission.
What does that look like? I'm interested in what Toad making a lot of noise is like.
Probably perched like the usual Toad or Goblin style, listening to a very old classical band, White Chappelle. That's his shirt today. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Hunk wants to find food for the trip.
I think that's a good plan.
Awesome. Good plan, great plan. As you look around, there are two guiding lines spray painted on the walls of the second layer where you guys find yourself currently. And there is one for intake and one for food.
Rick, I don't know which line to go in because I want food, but I want to intake food. So
I think first you go to the food line, and then after they'll give you the food, but then you go to the intake line, and then you can intake it.
Is it okay if I intake the food when I'm not in the intake line? Because I don't want to eat it all now. I want to bring some with us.
Oh, I think we just go to the food line then, and then after you intake it, you have to go through the line when we get back.
Oh, okay. So food line first, then the intake line, and then the food line again?
And you repeat
Oh, okay.
as necessary.
Sure. Okay, cool. Hunk goes to the food line.
Rick
All
will
right.
follow him.
Okay, Rick and Hunk are getting food. Are Toad and Lux along for the ride?
Yeah, I might as well be. I don't really know what else to do down here. And if I'm by myself, I probably get into a lot of trouble. So I'll try to stick with them.
Okay.
Lux will grab food, and she will turn to everybody. I have a vehicle we can take. I have to go get it prepared. After we eat, I'll head that direction. If you guys have other things you need to do, we can meet up at the mechanic shop in like an hour and a half.
Works for me. I think it's payday today. Gotta take care of that.
All right.
Do you have any dietary requirements?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
We can grab food for you, and you can get started on the car if you want.
Well, did we have a time limit on when we had to be there?
Yes, you've got plenty of time. You need to be able to go on the last descent of the day, so you've got some time.
Yeah,
prep
I
and-
appreciate you guys. I'll grab my food. Thank you.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How do we tell time? I don't have a watch.
Would you like to try and buy a watch? That might be something you can procure here.
I have no use for knowing the time other than this moment right now.
Just do what I do. Stare directly at the sun. And eventually you'll be able to tell the time, because where it is in the sky is what time it is, right?
That would be helpful if we weren't like under the ground.
Oh. Well, like, hold on. What is the roof of this portion of the world made of? Is it concrete above us, or?
Yeah, so you can't actually see the sky here. So the City of Dirt is comprised of 3 levels. The first level is like, sort of, imagine that as like the town front. That's like where Rick's establishment is. That's where other businesses will be. Different, like the pavers will have headquarters there. The second layer is more residential. This is where citizens work. This is where the quote government operates, but there's not really government in Dirt. There's just the people who have more control than not.
Can
And
the
then
residents see the sun?
oh no. What do you mean? I feel like this is a reference that I'm missing.
No. Are the residents from their layer, the one right above us, can they see the sun?
No,
Okay.
because it's all like underground.
Oh, okay.
And then third layer is like the workshop area. This is where industry happens and where resources are stored to keep them safe.
Okay. Well, then, whenever I can't see the sun, I use my second method of telling time, which is I usually have to take a poop at 4 p.m. on the dot. And also, I take another one at 10 a.m. every morning. So, it's between 10 a.m. right now and 4 p.m. tonight.
Did the milk mess with that though?
Just yesterday. I mean, today I feel okay. There's no. I think I got all the milk out yesterday.
But that wasn't at either of those 2 times.
No. This morning, this morning was like a boa constrictor coming out of me. It was fun.
You know, that is actually very insightful because I feel like mine's around 9 a.m. every morning, so I get you.
But also, Hunk, I don't mean to. I feel like I'm just yucking your yum left and right here. I think it's the same day.
Yo,
Can
it
confirm
kinda
it's the same day.
No, it's been at least I pooped like 6 times. It's been at least 3 days.
Oh, well, no, you just. Maybe we need to get you some, like, charcoal or chalk or something to help your belly a little get normalized.
You guys are walking
Do
through
I
the
put
second
chalk
layer.
on my ass?
You're walking through. Hunk, as you ask the question, do I put the chalk in my ass, on my ass? You approach food, and you, which is big double doors. You step in and describe to me what does the food place in Dirt look like? We can go around the table and establish items, but I want to know what does food look like here?
It's a Taco Bell. It's just a Taco Bell. In the before times, Taco Bell wasn't food, but people ate it anyway. And so over the many, many years, people have just become accustomed to eating silica and sand. And so now it's just Taco Bell under the ground with less vegetables.
Okay.
Nothing comes with tomatoes or lettuce. It's all just like they have meat, but they spell it MEATE so that legally it's distinct
E8.
from meat. There's no difference in the meat either. It's no chicken or beef or anything. It's just meat.
Perfect. Anybody else want to establish any truths about food?
I would say Lux envisions it, and I don't know if I'm able to link things in chat, but if you've ever seen those like old 30s and 40s like automats where it's just like doors to vending machines, and inside each door is like a different item, but the items are all usually the same color and shape. They're not like very interesting, but it's all like life sustaining stuff. There's some vegetables every once in a while from the third, like was it the layer below the third layer?
Third layer. Yep. Where Rue operates. Yep.
Yeah. So like every once in a while you can get like a really nice salad or a really nice like roasted vegetable or something like that, but you have to pay more for that. Like you're going to be spending a pretty penny if you want something that good.
Love it. Rick,
I like to think there's a free option, which is it's just like mushroom sludge, and it just gets dumped into a bowl. That's it.
Gotcha. I love this. I'm going to even add to this. The free option is Rue's kind of failed plant experiments. So you're not really sure what's going to happen. You'll eat, but that's the only guarantee. It says free, and then a cute little cardboard sign underneath. A friendly reminder, you can eat anything once. Smiley face.
My favorite thing to eat is what we call crustables. It is the leftover scraps of bread that people don't want, and I mash them up into a ball and eat it.
Okay. So you walk into this room that has several booths that are lined with fraying, like that. It's that when you go to a fast food restaurant, you know the covering for the seats and how sometimes there's like a hole punched in it and it peels up and catches your pants. It's like all of that. There's these. It looks like someone tried to decorate, but with materials that they could find and like expired paints. So all of the paints just like make you uncomfortable to look at, and the color scheme doesn't match in any way, shape, or form. There on the far wall, like Chrissy said, it's the automat style where there's just a panel of doors, but all of the doors are kind of like made from odds and ends that were found around. There's some of the doors that are still intact, and those ones you can actually look in and see what the food is. But most of them you have to actually open it up and look inside to see what's present. There is a few attendants that are mingling around, making sure that people move through and don't, take their time. There is the free option, which is just a table with different, boxes, like literal boxes and different things where someone's just clearly come up and set stuff on the table. There's also, directly across from that, a table with a spray painted sign that just says Kanga, brought to you by Rue. And they are on that table is different plants that are they just kind of like shift around uncomfortably. Like it's not from the airflow. It's just they'll like move and shiver every once in a while. What do you guys do?
Lux will grab a tray and head towards the automat side, and she's gonna grab one or two small plates of food.
Okay.
Inside.
She's
definitely going to attempt to either, if you have to like put a coin in or put something in to like open the door, or if you can just automatically open the door, she's going to attempt to put the cheaper one where the more expensive one goes to receive the more expensive food at a cheaper cost.
Gotcha. So
or
right,
like slip something that isn't a coin into the slot, however she can kind of like.
Right. She's trying to get better options.
Correct.
Here, so this is where we're going to handle kind of our lifestyle spend. So at the beginning of every session, you guys can spend 1 to 2 barter to determine like how successful you're going to be in the day. I will leave it up to you. This first day, whatever you spend, whether it's 1 or 2, will be covered, and you won't have to minus anything from your current amount of barter. But so just narratively, if you spend a barter or 2 barter, let me know. Yeah, you do that thing. You go and you are able to get that fancier option, scamming the machine. You do, will you roll act under pressure though, as you're trying to like scam the machine? Because there are attendants around, and I just want to make sure that you're able to like, how successful you are in being sneaky about this.
And that would be considered like a cool?
Yeah, so to act under pressure, it's plus cool. A 10. Awesome. Yeah, you do it. You have no problem. You have done this several times. You know that Sherry turns her back at a certain point in time and like to check over on the free table, make sure nothing has actively climbed off the table. And you use that to successfully get the food. And you pull it out, and it's that familiar off gray with a little bit of a green sheen when the light hits it just right. And you've secured food. What's everybody else doing?
We're just gonna stay back to wait for everyone else to make sure everyone else figures out how to work it.
Okay.
Hunk orders 45-layer Verga Larga crunches from his Taco Bell restaurant.
Okay. You are there at this little storefront to do this. The attendant manages at how many did you want, sir?
40.
I mean, this is supposed to. Are you gonna eat all of them? Are you sure? I don't think that's advisable.
You don't think I can?
No.
I can eat 40 of them. I can. And he slams the desk because he's getting like upset.
I'm just worried that if you expire from eating that many, I'll somehow be liable for the damages.
Hunk no expire, cashier expire.
The attendant nervously looks over at a sign that is again spray painted in bright colors on the table that says limit 5 per customer, and kind of points at it. I just we're only supposed to do.
Yeah,
so many.
it's for me and 4 other people.
They
5
kind of do.
times 5 is 40, so give me 40 tacos.
That doesn't sound right. And they pop their head around and look at you, Rick, who's lurking behind, and kind of do that squint of like, are you with this guy? Like, are you sure?
Sure. You just shake his head, yes.
I don't know, man. I've never taken an order for 40, and if I lose this job, I'm gonna have to go back to mining glass on the surface.
It's fine. We could pay for it in advance. And he reaches into like his duster and he pulls out a commemorative Star Wars protein shaker bottle and slides it across the counter to him. Look, I'll pay for it now. You can keep the change, and you'll give me 40 motherfucking tacos. Okay?
All right. So this sounds like you're bartering. So he is going to look down at this and be like, okay. And is going to go ahead and do what you ask. He will kind of call back into the back. Yeah, I need 5 orders of 5. That doesn't equal 40. 5 for 40. What was it again?
The item menu says,
yeah,
the Smeggy 5-layer Verga Larga Taco.
The Smeggy
Crunch.
5-layer Verga Larga Taco Crunch. Are you sure you want the crunch? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just like dirt that they've put in a pan and baked.
Oh.
Good for your iron intake.
I mean, it's like, I need the I guess it's fine.
He says he needs the protein. Yeah, he wants the crunch. All right. You go ahead and make your order, and almost as if just thinking it manifested these options, 40 of these strange taco-like items are brought out on a tray and handed to you. None of them are the only color present on this tray is brown and more brown.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. That's perfect. They're all like unique. There's no two that are the same. They're like snowflakes.
Amazing.
It starts brown and it stays brown. It's always brown.
I mean, once you eat brown, you could pack up the rest to take out of town. That's the way I have always heard it.
Yeah, who did you hear that from?
And he'll like make that noise for like 10 minutes while he squints. And it sounds like he's trying to remember, but like you think he might just be stuck.
Awesome.
Slap you on the top of the helmet.
I'm not sure.
Toad, Rick, what are you guys doing?
Well, I'll be quick. I'm just stuffing my pockets, all of my extensive pockets with bread crusts.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of walking around the cafeteria area looking for left items, just grabbing all the crust that you can. Let me think about this. Yeah, I think that's good. Rick.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of lean against the wall while he's watching Hunk and Toad and Lux all get their food, and then he's gonna kind of go up to one of the counters. That's probably not so much for like taking food, but more for like getting food to take somewhere else. And he's gonna kind of like thrum his hands against the counter and look at the person across and go, "You guys have any potato chips?"
You think we have potato chips? Are you fucking serious? Like, if I have potato chips, would I be like, here, working? You look down and this young woman has a tag that says Tammy on it.
Well, Tammy, obviously you don't have them. I'm wondering if like, the place had them here.
I mean, I guess I could check, but that's not really in my job description.
Mm-hmm. That's a bummer, because I could really, really go for some. And could fetch a nice drink at little Bubka's mugs, if you would, and jugs.
Any drink that I want?
Any drink that you
want. Tammy will push away from the counter and disappear behind double doors, where you'll just hear her snap. Oh my gosh, Kevin! Do I have any fucking potato chips? She disappears around the corner. She will come back later and have in her hands. I'm assuming this is you spending your 1 barter for the day, correct?
Yeah. So with the Meister, I don't have to spend a barter for the day.
Oh, that's right.
Get it for my thing. I was actually hoping to use my ability.
Yeah. Can you read what your ability is, really quick?
Yeah. So I'm using fingers in every pie. So I got all my hands in all the pies. There's no pie here that my hand isn't in. What it says is you put out into the world that you want a thing. Could be a person. Could be something, could even be a thing, could even be potato chips. It says that.
Amazing.
Roll plus hot. On a 10 plus, it shows up at your establishment like magic, 7-9. People will make an effort and they might get close, but it might not be right. So like in this case, it's probably like corn chips and you're like, that's not really potato chips.
Gotcha.
Or on a miss, it shows up, but like there's wicked strings attached.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead and roll plus hot then.
Let me remember how to do that.
12. Yeah, 100%. So she comes out. Well, you hear some like continued yelling at some porcel named Kevin, and eventually Tammy pops her head back out, and looks at you and goes, "How many do you want?"
3, please.
Okay.
Bags, not just 3 ships.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Or boxes, if you have the box kind.
She's gonna go back behind the thing and come out, and it does in fact have 3 bags, the like gas station size bags of chips. What? Gotcha. She has 3 kinds. What are they?
Scruffles.
Okay.
Laws.
Okay.
And Wah V.
Amazing. She hands them to you and blows some of the dust off the top and wipes and goes, "Okay, but like, I'm gonna come over on Thursday and bring my girlfriend. So, do I have any drink that I want, right?"
Yeah, for you. Your girlfriends can pay.
Oh my god.
themselves.
Did you hear that, Kevin? I got a free fucking drink. You're such a loser. I don't need you anymore.
Just tell Bubba that it was it's coming out of his check.
Who the fuck is Bubba?
Don't worry about it.
All right. You guys have all secured your food options. Lex, you have your food. Are you sitting? Are you taking it with you? Are we moving to the next thing?
Lux absolutely would have sat down just to watch everyone else do whatever they're doing and probably ate their food and is just watching the hilarity ensue at this point.
Gotcha.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. Anything anyone else wants to do in the food room?
Rick is not eating any of the chip bags he got, but he is taking them back with him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys, you're able to consume your food options or store them away for later. And you then go ahead and make your way over to, I'm assuming to the garage, yeah?
Rick's going to head back to Muggs quick, but yeah.
Okay. Rick's heading back up to the first level, or first layer. Lux is going to the garage. Hunk, Toad, where are you guys headed? Or are you just staying put?
Wherever the rendezvous was. How did they describe that rendezvous again that we were supposed to go to?
So you're going to be, once you're all ready to go, you'll get in the descent and head up to the surface and then go to the oil camp from there. So you can just meet, at the descent.
As soon as Hunk gets food, he would have gone straight to the descent and, stood there, facing what is an elevator, like a lift.
Okay.
I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Would stare just at the closed doors 10 feet back, holding both satchels of food under his arms, just unmoving and staring.
You just Skyrim Fallout waiting 4 hours till the...
Yeah, he's got total NPC face going right now. He's just...
Gotcha. Toad, where are you headed? Anywhere?
Well, I guess I'm just ready to get down to business. As harsh as it is, I prefer being on the surface, so I guess I'll follow Lux.
Okay.
And just as another point of order, I'll keep my mask on in all the really populated areas.
Okay.
But IRL me needs to take it off.
That is A-okay.
For a little.
A-okay.
I'm just with Lux.
All right. We'll go ahead and start with Lux and Toad then. You guys make your way back over to the garage. When you walk in, again, it's just a massive bay with several cars lined up in different assigned parking spots. There's different cargo boxes that are kind of moving and being finalized and where they need to go to be stored. The mechanic stands in his usual place at the far end desk. And there are various other people kind of working on their cars. There's the grinding sound of wrenches, drills, gears, as people do their various different maintenance, sparks from welding. You're able to approach your car. As you walk in, the mechanic kind of looks up and looks at you, Lux, and will do this with 2 fingers before turning and looking back down at his work.
She will walk over hesitantly. She's not sure if he's pissed off or if he's found out information about who stole her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she will very slowly walk over there, but head that direction.
Gotcha. You're moving that direction. Toad, is this your first time in the garage, or have you been to the garage before?
I don't think I went with before, because I was more with Hunk.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this should be my first time.
Since it's your first time and, you're used to, dirt being DeWorld being hostile, go ahead and read a situation for me really quick. So go ahead and roll plus sharp.
Okay. I was going to say, which one is that? Oh, great. I am so good at being sharp, as you can tell by my personality.
A 5. So go ahead and mark experience for the fail. And you get to ask one of the following questions. Where's my best escape? Way in or way past? Which person here's enemy is most vulnerable to me? Who is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? And who's in control here?
So one of those?
Yep.
Yeah, who's the biggest threat?
As you're kind of looking around, you see that there's the different carts and stuff, and eventually you see the different boxes being stacked. You see Lux moving towards the mechanic as you kind of turn and like look past her car, and as you do and you're looking, you see someone dressed in all Hollister clothing coming at you with a baseball bat. You're gonna go ahead and take 1 harm as this Becky smacks you across the face with a baseball bat as hard as they can.
Wonderful. Okay, so geez, let me see. So okay. I will take the 1 harm on that one, I believe.
Yep.
So it goes in increments of 3, so I just keep track of that on the side,
Yep.
I guess.
Yep. So you have 1 harm actively. Lex, you are walking towards the mechanic, and right as you get there, you hear this clang of bat on mask, and you turn around to see a Becky kind of raising the bat again to come down at Toad. What do you do?
She will draw at her side, out of one of her little Carhartt pockets, a 9mm and hold it up.
Okay.
And shout to the mechanic, "Call her off or she dies."
Okay. So you're going aggro. You're kind of making a threat. Go ahead and roll plus hard.
Okay.
12. Yeah. So you get to choose. You get to choose 1. You can. They can force your hand and suck it up, or they can cave and do what you want.
Well, I want her to not hit him again. So.
Okay. Yeah. So you yell out to the mechanic, kind of like, don't do this. And because you invoked the mechanic, you see this Becky kind of hold the bat like they were gonna bring it down, but they hesitate and stop. Toad, you've got this Becky above you with a bat. They seem like they're not gonna move as Lex stands on the other end of the garage holding a gun. What do you do?
Oh boy. Well, there's a very easy way to do this without going straight to just absolutely destroying her. So I'll go with that at the sake of the party.
Okay.
Why do I always forget where this is?
If you really want to destroy, you can.
I mean, that is what I feel deep inside. So yeah, I get clinked to the side of the head, and I just like remove my mask and just stare deeply into the Becky's eyes. And
remind me when you were first time. Go ahead and read the move.
Yeah, so when they see me unmasked for the first time, they take S harm in addition to anything else that happens. So that's all I'm gonna do for now as like a warning.
Okay, yeah, so you remove your mask, and this unsuspecting Becky looks down nervously and sees your face, and you watch as they are completely terrified and start screaming and pointing, taking steps back away from you. You've frightened them. They no longer feel well. Lux, what do you want to do?
If the mechanic doesn't move, she's going to walk up, gun still held at the ready.
Okay.
And just say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
The Becky continues to just scream, pointing at Toad. Oh my god, that face! What happened to the face? Oh my god, what is that? And drops the bat and is kind of clutching at their head. And it doesn't really seem responding to your question. Would you like to try to calm them down, or would you like to threaten them? What's the plan?
I'm just gonna pick up the bat and crack them with it back.
Heck yeah. So you're gonna bring up, you're gonna pick it up as they're screaming, and you take it and smash them across the face, and knocking them out effectively. They hit the ground with a hard thud and that sickening crack of like bones snapping in their jaw. Toad, your ears are still ringing from being hit initially, but that seems to have passed. And you're able to kind of stand up and look around.
Lex will hold the bat out to Toad to see if they want to take it.
Thanks for the offer, but it's a little too blunt for my taste.
Understandable. And she will hand it to the mechanic.
Okay. Yeah, you walk back over and you place the bat on the mechanic's desk. He looks at it and looks back over and just under his breath, fucking Becky's, before taking the bat and sticking it under the counter. He looks at you and says, "So did you figure anything out yet?"
No. Another task came up. We have to go to the top.
Okay. All right. Just a reminder, and he nods his head across the garage where there are 3 parking spots. 2 vehicles are placed in one, and there's one in the center empty. You figure out what's going on, that spot's yours.
Yes. It's on my to-do list. First, gotta ask you a favor. Any chance we have any, like, spare water jugs?
You not outfitted for the surface?
Not fully.
His gaze kind of narrows as he looks at you, and then eyes flick over to a guy who's very nervously kind of like hanging around and like flinching at any kind of sound, and will nod his head in that direction. Go talk to Archie. He might know where some spares are stored.
Great, thanks. And she will go talk to Archie.
So you approach Archibald, who's been kind of skittering around the garage. He's a familiar sight and is very nervous. And as you approach, you hear him talking. And then you can configure the WAF. You can configure the WAF, and everything will be fine. It'll be fine. The firewall's fine.
Hey, Archibald.
Oh my god! Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Hi. Hi.
Yeah. Hey, bud. I'm looking for some extra water tanks.
Water tanks?
Maybe, like, anything extra. I'm used to going topside by myself or, like, with one other person. I gotta take other people with me, so...
Do you want to take me with you?
No.
Oh.
Not the sentence I said. I have to
That
take
makes
other
sense.
people.
Other people.
Not
Always
you.
other people. Yeah. Oh, never. Sorry. Thought I was a person for a second. Sorry. So
Well,
you need...
are. You're a very important person, just not immediately to my current situation.
Okay. But you need water tanks.
Yeah.
I could get you water tanks.
What will it cost?
You have to tell Rue what happened to her Happy Meal toys. And he points over to the crushed crate where there's items that have been run over. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. If I do it, she'll be so mad, and she'll call me stupid again, and she'll tell me that my degree doesn't mean anything.
That's fine. Sure. Yep. That is a thing that I will do for you because you are a very important person.
He looks at you like brows furrowed, like you've said the most absurd thing he has ever heard.
Some of those are supposed to be my payment. Are any salvageable?
Payment? I don't know anything about any payment. They're supposed to be for Rue.
Yes, and Rue was supposed to give me some of them as payment.
Take that up with Rue. I don't know anything about that. I'm not the boss. If I make decisions, they'll start. I can't make any decisions. If I start making decisions, then
Who smashed them?
he kind of zoned out at like thinking about him making a choice ever. And as you asked who smashed him, he shakes out of it and points at you, Lux. This morning, smashed him.
Why would you do that?
And she's just going to stare at Toad, like in their. Are you in your mask again?
Yeah, because we're talking to new people.
Okay. And she's just going to stare like at a space neutrally above the mask. And she's not going to say anything. She's going to walk over to the crate and bring it over and set it down in front of Toad.
Can you believe this shit?
Mine eyes cannot believe what I am seeing, my lord. Such distraction. Such chaos. Behold our treasure lying fallow before us.
Well, Lux, you deal with whatever you gotta deal with. I'm gonna sort through these and see if there's anything worth keeping.
Archie, who is nervously scratching at his shoulder so much that it starts bleeding, looks at you, Lex, and goes, "Okay, I'll get you water. I'll get you all the water you need. You just gotta tell Rue. You just gotta tell Rue about her stuff, okay?"
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep.
great. And Archie will set about procuring you water tanks and doing that thing. So we'll kind of fade out on that scene, Steph, as you turn and kind of look at your car with a sigh, and unconscious Becky lightly bleeding onto the pavement, and Toad sorting through various Happy Meal toys. We're going to shift the camera up to the first layer where Hunk sits staring at the descent. Hunk, are you just looking at the elevators? Are you looking around? Do you care about anything?
Right now, I've been flipping coins about whether it's not a matter of care. It's about whether he can, whether he's capable at this moment. Right now, he's just like he's just staring at the doors, like singing songs in his head. So like right now, there's like a whole thing going on downstairs, but in his head, it's just. And it's just over and over in his head. And like, that was when you left him. Now that you've come back to him, he's still staring at it, but now he's more like. And so it's just evolving as it.
All right. Yeah, you're sitting there. People are kind of. The doors remain closed as this descent only happens 3 times a day. People walk by you. They kind of, some of them make comments. You hear someone being like, and you hear a single voice that goes, "Oh my God, that fucking guy," as they just kind of meander through the like different beats in the music.
It's just him staring.
Yep. Rick, you walk in to the into Mug's Chugs. The chaos from the fight with the Beckys earlier has been it's like it never happened, though there is still a ricochet mark across one of the pipes. Bubka sits behind the bar, the regulars unperturbed in their location.
Rick will kind of head back to the bar, kind of look Bubba and I think Shorty, I assume, is there somewhere too as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he'll kind of just go, "All right, I guess it's time to pay up. I'm gonna go up and grab the pay, and I'll get you and the staff in the back paid out.
Oh. Okay. You.
I got something special.
Okay. What? You some kind of man of means now?
Stops and thinks and goes, "No, I figure I should just do what I'm supposed to."
Shorty kind of excitedly like fingers up over the counter and like looks and like, we're actually getting paid?
Have I really forgotten this long?
Is this what Christmas is? No, kid, this isn't what Christmas is. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure.
All right, I'll be right back. I'll go to the safe. He's
All right.
gonna go to the safe, pull out whatever means of payment we receive from people who buy stuff is.
Okay.
Divide up equally for the 3 cooks we got in the back, Bubba and Shorty, and he's gonna get the payment. He's gonna then take 2 of the bags of potato chips, put those back in the safe, lock it up.
Okay.
He's gonna take the other bag out, open it up, and I actually a good question is which bag does he take out?
Yeah, which bag are you eating?
He's definitely keeping the Wavi for himself. I think it's the I forgot what the first one was. Scruffles.
Okay.
That's what he's gonna take out.
Okay. Yeah, you.
And then he's gonna come back and like put it. You equally have it out and kind of hand it to, like, I think it was probably like a table in the back where the cooks are, and that's where he's gonna have the pays equally divvied out, and then the chips are in the middle, and he goes.
Yeah,
right.
as you're kind of sorting stuff out and closing the safe, you see that funds, like, what barter are you at currently?
That's a good question. I have it on here. I think I'm at 1.
Okay, yeah, funds are getting low. As you kind of pull out, you're going to be able to pay them. That's fine, but hopefully this job with Noah brings in more funds to be able to kind of add to that. Because, like, you don't have to cover for yourself, but covering for others is, you're kind of nervous. And with Sloane's secret juice not coming in, you feel again that pang of like, fuck, I don't know about this one. You go down to the kitchen, you leave the pay there, people nod at you as you continue about your work. Is there
He's
anything?
gonna just say to everyone, chips are something special. If you haven't had any, enjoy a couple of them.
Holy shit, we got chips! And someone goes, are they soap chips?
No.
Oh, but I like those ones. They make bubbles. And the staff seems rather pleased that they have been both paid and fed.
I don't know if chips are enough to fully feed them, but they got a nice treat.
Yeah, a nice treat.
And then he's gonna just turn to Shorty and go, I'm heading out for tonight. You're in charge.
You're heading out? Where are you going?
It's probably better if you don't know.
Oh. Is it to kiss a lady?
What? Shorty.
You can tell me. You can tell me if that's what it's for.
Shorty, I'm not gonna tell you. I wouldn't tell you if that's what it was for.
Please tell me. I can
Shorty, I'm
handle
not
it.
having this conversation. He's gonna turn to walk away.
As you do and you go to step out the bar, Muggs is gonna look up at you and kind of like call out, where the hell are you going?
Out.
And then you just hear a low grumble of like, fucking out. And you're able to go to the descent to meet up. And that there is where
on Hunk,
Yep.
just
just vibing. Lux, what kinds of things do you do to your car to get it ready to go?
I would assume that anytime she's been out before, it's been probably either her or one other person. So she's really just putting in, like, because the engine in the Volkswagen's in the back, so in the front trunk, she would be putting like extra water, her weapons. She would be affixing all of the appropriate things, making sure all the like kind of fortified bits and pieces to the front and back and sides of it are all taken care of. And she would put 2 small single couch cushions in the back because she's not used to having guests. So
amazing. As you're going about this, you can't help but notice the 2 missing items from your rear view mirror, and it kind of like that pang of like betrayal and like frustration hits as like you're headed out on this next adventure, still missing parts of, you know, of Betty. It kind of feels wrong to be leaving pieces of Betty behind, but you got a job to do.
Yeah.
Toad, you're sitting on the ground, you're sorting through Happy Meal toys. Is there anything you're trying to like look at in particular?
Just salvage any of that are not broken.
Yeah, so as you're going through, it's a small crate. It's nothing crazy. Most of them were broken in the accident, crumbled plastic, and it's the kind of breaks that like you could maybe, if you found super glue or adhesive of some kind, you could put them back together, but arms wouldn't swing like they're supposed to. Like there's one like crappy little like Barbie toy, and it ripped a hole in the plastic of her face, and now the parts like won't go back together quite right. Out of this entire box, there's a handful, like maybe like 3 or 4 that have come out unscathed.
Oh, unfortunate. And I'm assuming that the holy grail of all Happy Meal toys is definitely not here.
It depends. Tell me, what is the holy grail of all Happy Meal toys?
Oh, it is something that we've been searching for a long time. It's a solid gold bar of some creature called a Pokemon.
Okay. Yeah, no, it is not present in this crate. This seems to be mostly there's a strange green toy with the word Shrek emblazoned across a foot, that when you squeeze it, it makes this horrible like wheezing sound. There's a tumbler that is emblazoned with 2 people riding like a rug, like in the sky kind of a deal, and there's like ridiculous bright gold lettering that's kind of scuffed off. It's hard to make out, but it seems to be like a novelty cup of some kind, and various other things like that, but no solid gold Pokemon artifacts.
I could only be so lucky. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the ones that are not broken and just put them in my gear, and just let Lux know. Oh, I promise I'm going to give them to Rue, and I can deliver the bad news if it makes it easier.
Well, I mean, since we're going to be busy for the day, my hope is that I can fix at least some of them before we have to talk to her.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you hold on to the intact ones. I'll put the rest of them in this crate in my station, and she'll kind of like shove it underneath
Excellent.
A thing. And her intention is to definitely try to find some sort of glue or liquid cement to create weird McDonald's toy amalgamations.
Amazing. Very good.
I need you to know if you ever come across any of these to not break them next time. And if you come across the golden tablets, I would urge you to give them to me.
Loud and clear. Gotcha. Message received. And she will continue. She'll kick the crate a little bit further under her workbench.
Amazing. Is there anything else you want to do in the garage? Or are you loaded up, ready to go?
Yeah, she's just gonna make sure she has like enough stuff for everybody at a minimum: water, rations, things like that, ammo, and then she will hop in. And I would assume they are taking her vehicle topside, or okay.
Yep. That unless there's any reason that you wouldn't want to, in which case we would just have to secure other mode of transportation.
Nope, that's perfect.
Yeah. So we're gonna as you start up Betty, and the engine gurgles to life, and there's a really satisfying pop from the exhaust pipe as a little cloud of smoke ejects. You drive over towards the descent because we're getting close to time for it to get loaded up, and we're gonna kind of side panel shift to Hunk, who is staring still at the lift, kind of humming to himself. You can see in the distance Rick coming down the street, walking a little bit closer. Hunk, since you're just kind of sitting there, will you go ahead and read the situation for me? So you're gonna roll plus sharp.
This one. 3.
A 3. Okay. Go ahead and mark experience for the failed roll. You still get to ask one question from this list. Where's my best escape? Way in or way out? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? And by enemy, I would say person. It doesn't have to necessarily be an enemy.
Everyone.
Everyone. Keep in mind, everyone in the world is a threat. Which one is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position, and who's in control here?
I'll go ahead and say what fuck, I lost it. What should I be on the lookout for? The thought will just have occurred to him, man, it's been a minute.
Yeah,
What
so
should I be here for again?
as you're what should I be out here for again? And you look across and you kind of shake too and look around. I'm gonna so I have two things. Remind me, what does Hunk wear? What's his outfit?
Sure. So Hunk wears a big brown leather duster and a pair of tack gloves, with a large helmet with black padding on the inside that kind of presses his cheeks together. So he's just like this constantly.
Yeah.
Attached to that is a chain with a big metal flail at the end, which is either usually sitting on his shoulder or in his hand, depending on how he's sitting. When the duster hangs open, he has a crop top tank top for the Fuddruckers restaurant.
Amazing.
And around his waist is just a set of metal Speedo underwear with a strange crossbow attachment on the front end.
Okay.
With a lever action that are attached to his first two abs, so you can see the strings that whenever he thrusts forward, it would pull the drawstring to release the crossbow. And then a pair of dusty, acid-washed leather combat boots on his feet.
Amazing. Yeah, you.
No service.
What? Oh God. As you're sitting there, you go, wait, I should be looking for something, right? You remember earlier in the day, you hear in your mind and in that kind of babble of sounds, you hear Lux's voice saying, "Has any of you guys seen Squirrel?" And as you kind of turn around, you just catch a figure snatching one of the bags of your delicious tacos and taking off with it.
Oh, no,
Rick,
this is my food. And
yeah, Rick, as you're walking down the street, you kind of watched as Hunk was kind of sitting there, and you saw someone moving really close, and then you kind of saw Hunk kind of come to a second and turn, and as they turned, that person snatched the tacos and took off. Go ahead, Hunk.
That's my food. You can't have that. And he'll chase off after him.
Okay.
While still carrying the other bag of tacos.
Okay, Rick, what are you doing? Hunk is just taken off, following someone who's seemingly taken some of his tacos. Tacos.
I think. Okay, is there like a role to be like aware of the situation happening?
Yeah, you can read a situation. Absolutely.
Perfect. I feel like maybe this is like cool, like do something under fire. Like, there's a charge happening, a little bit of action has been called for.
Yeah, so is what you're trying to do like determine like who the person is or catch up to the person?
I as a player, I think you described it pretty well. I want to make sure that Rick notices it for what it is instead of just being like, oh, he just ran off basically or something like that.
Oh God, no, you. So I'll handle that.
Walk up to it. Okay.
You don't have to roll for this. You absolutely saw someone steal Hunk's tacos, like for sure, without a doubt. Someone like waited for his head to be turned and grabbed his tacos.
Gotcha.
But you can try to read a situation to determine like if you want to help Hunk kind of like sort the situation and figure out what the best way to go about that is. All right, go ahead and roll plus chart.
And that's a highlighted one. That just means after
so you will get experience for using it. Okay. So a 9. On a 9, you get to ask one of the following question. Where's my best escape? Way in or way past? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? And who's in control here?
What's my enemy's true position?
Awesome. You know, given the direction, because you run a business on this layer, you are uniquely familiar with all the weird little alleys and different things, from having to help people find their drunk friends who wander off in the night, or even just as you've gone around for nightly walks to get away from the noise. You know this layer like the back of your hand. And whoever was taking off in the direction, you know that you can kind of skirt around and go another direction and cut them off at an intersection.
Sure. I think that's what he'll do then.
Okay, Rick, you start taking off to kind of go around and cut this person off. Hunk, you've gotten up. You're chasing after this taco thief. Go ahead and act under fire for me to see if you are able to like keep up and like catch up to them, because they're moving pretty fast and you had to like stand up to get caught up to them.
Was that to me or to Bright? Sorry.
That's to Hunk. Oh. Sorry, you're muted, Hunk.
I thought you were talking about them because you said they took off and that got
no. Sorry.
You said act under pressure?
Yeah, act under fire. Yep.
Where the fuck are you? There you are. 10.
10. Awesome. Yeah, you do it. You like, it's almost as if like you'll get back here and you slam your hands up and the force of like your hands hitting the ground like shoots you up into the air. And you're able to keep up with this person no problem as they're running as fast as they can down the hall or the alleyways. And you're actually catching up to them.
Am I close enough to see who they are?
You can see like the back of them. They're dressed like you can't see their face. You do know that they have long, blonde, scraggly hair that's like has not been washed probably ever. Up in a high ponytail on the back of their head. But that's like the only identifying factor that you can make out at this point.
because I've rolled such a low sharp and such a high under fire, I think what's going to happen is Hunk's going to forget that he's chasing somebody who stole from him. And as he's chasing, he's just going to kind of start giggling to himself like he's playing tag.
Okay.
And that's where his brain's going to go. Is like, oh, I have to chase this person. We're playing a game. And all of a sudden he just starts, as he's gaining on him, all hill coming from behind him is...
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Rick, we're going to shift to you. You're able to get to the point where you know that this one alley goes, like, you've got 3 seconds before this person comes around the corner. What do you do?
That's perfect. He's gonna try and calm himself and then lean up against the wall like he's been waiting there the whole time. And he's gonna pull out, he has like a long knife, and he's gonna pull that out and kind of just start tossing it in the air like he's been waiting, because he's gonna like, all right, yeah, this is how I do it. And he's gonna try and stand there intimidating me.
Okay. Yeah, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is have you roll going aggro, because you're trying to to be intimidating.
That's what I was going for, and so I actually have an ability called a devil with a blade, which means when I roll aggro, I actually roll hot.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, so roll plus hot.
Go through. I hit the thing. I'll hit it again. Oh, I have to hit the submit. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So on that 5, go ahead and mark experience. As this person comes barreling around the corner, you go to you timed it perfectly. You go to flip up the knife in the air and catch it kind of cool, but you didn't expect them to come around the corner and yell, "Hey!" And as they do, you kind of fumble and drop your knife, and this person who's running by actually now with tacos in hand deftly reaches down, picks up your knife, and keeps running. They now have your knife and your tacos.
And then I assume I am just gonna be like, oh, wait, what? And then I just see Hunk go after as well.
Fuck you! As this person just calls back over their shoulder. Hunk, you are running around, and the person you're playing tag with has just yelled over their shoulder, "Fuck you!" And your friend Rick is now there.
Let's get him, Rick. No, fuck you.
Go ahead, Hunk, and since you're trying to catch up with them, you're having to dig in to get that burst of speed to catch up. Go ahead and act under fire one more time for me. Roll plus cool.
Another 10.
10, yeah. So you let's go, and as you do, you just push past your limits, and you're able to actually catch up to them. Are you going to try and grab them, tackle them?
Yes. So because I'm holding the tacos and I must keep those safe, I can't use my arms. And so what I do is, as soon as I get close enough, I jump up in the air and I lift up my legs to kind of wrap around him and wrap around his waist and go into a power slide after he goes down.
Amazing. You have now captured the taco thief, who lands with a hard thud. The knife and tacos kind of go skittering out from your location. Rick, you're able to run up and catch up. And you've got this person contained. Now that you're closer, you actually recognize that it is Kevin. You would know this because you've been in the food establishment for some time. But this is Kevin, seemingly the attendant that Tammy was yelling at over the bags of chips.
Hi, Kevin.
Fucking let go of me, man! Fucking let go of me!
I'll just gently pluck my tacos out from his grasp and put it back under my arm. And then just stand up from over him.
You work at the food place? Can't you just make tacos? Why are you stealing these?
Fuck you, man, I don't have to tell you shit! And he spits at your foot.
I'm gonna kick my knife away from him just to help decrease the tension of the situation.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, he's on the ground kind of holding his ribs because he was tackled pretty hard.
That was fun. We should do that again. He's gonna reach into one of the bags and just start mindlessly eating one of the tacos. Do you want a taco, Kevin?
fuck you, I don't want any fucking tacos. And he kicks at, kind of kicks at you, trying to, like, skitter back. And his eyes are shifting, like, around, as if he's very scared. Like, Kevin is very, very scared right now.
You don't want any tacos? That's crazy. Nobody doesn't want any tacos.
I don't want your fucking tacos, man. Hunk, as you're asking that question, like, that's really weird. Everybody wants tacos. You wanted tacos. Why wouldn't everyone else want tacos? Go ahead and roll to read a person.
Okay. There we go. This is going to be bad. A 7.
A 7. Okay, so you get to hold one of these, and you can ask them at any point in this conversation. Are they telling the truth? What are they really feeling? What do they intend to do? What do they wish you would do? And what could you do to get them to insert what you would like there? His eyes are shifting around kind of nervously, and he looks at the tacos and fuck you, man. Fine, keep your fucking tacos. They're disgusting anyways. I'm pretty sure most of them are like concrete or pavement or some shit.
Don't be stupid. They're delicious. Yeah, come on, you have one. You literally stole them. Hey, you stole my tacos. How come you don't want tacos and then you try to steal them, and then we play tag and I offer you a taco. You don't want one.
I didn't steal them from me, dipshit.
Well, who you steal them for then?
I don't have to tell you anything. I'm not gonna tell you anything.
All right, I would like to ask, how do I get them to acquiesce to what I would like them to do? That last question you gave me.
Yeah. So you want them to comply.
Mm-hmm.
They're really nervous and very scared. And you know, Hunk, you know when you get really scared, sometimes all you need is a really big hug. Sometimes you just need to feel close to somebody. Out of character, you recognize that if you, like, restrained this person and caused them to feel in a confined space, they'd probably do just about anything to get out of it.
Huh. Well, it's not for you. Like, I you like tell me who it is, but like you don't just turn down tacos. Like, if somebody wanted you to steal a whole bag of them, like, you take some tacos.
Fuck you! I'm not telling you anything. I'm not telling you shit.
You have to say nothing, but like you could take some.
Suck my dick. I'm out of here. I don't want to fucking be here anymore. And you can see him trying to scramble. To Rick, you notice like he's getting his feet underneath him, and he's probably gonna try and make a run for it.
Well, no, hold on. And I want to spike one of the tacos like down hard at him. And these things are like, they're like 1.5 pounds. So
yeah.
Like, I'm gonna whip it at his knee.
Okay, go ahead and roll to go aggro.
9.
Yeah. You're trying to do this to keep him to stay put, right?
You're just gonna whip one of these 2-pound tacos right at his knee to like trip him up and like keep him from getting up.
Okay, yeah. You do that, and he's gonna put his hands up in the air and kind of back off and be like, "Okay, just let me go, man. You just fucking let me go. I don't have to tell you shit."
You could leave in a minute. It's just I want to know why you don't like tacos and why you're not taking the tacos I'm giving you. Like,
why would I eat tacos when Kanga exists? It doesn't make any sense.
Because you stole the taco bag for someone, and they must really like tacos if they were like, "Hey, go out and steal a whole bag of tacos." Like, that seems crazy to me.
I see what you're trying to do here, man. You're trying to get me to like spill explicit details that would put me in a lot of trouble, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request.
Listen, I don't care if you listen to Aqua or if you listen to Evanescence. I'm just saying that I will give you like a couple of tacos, because a couple of tacos is better than no tacos. And if your friend really likes them, you can just bring them to him.
If I tell you shit right now, I might as well be dead. So I guess just choke me with all those fucking tacos. I guess.
I don't really care or understand what you're trying to say. I'm not interested in information. I'm just saying bring some tacos to your friend. You're being a little bitch right now.
Rick, are you just kind of watching this interaction?
I think Rick's kicked his blade like onto his foot and started balancing it, and then like tossed it up to his hand to put it away, just to look cool. But he's kind of like leaning up against the wall and just listening. Does this guy look like he has anything valuable on him?
That is a great question. He's dressed pretty plainly. He's got like a raggedy t-shirt and cargo pants, all of which is like stained with like different condiments like ketchup and various other things, but like apocalypse ketchup, so it's like has this weird gray tone to it.
It just makes dirt into the ketchup.
Exactly. And he doesn't immediately look like he has anything on him, but I'm gonna actually have you read a sitch.
Sure. The question there being, and I guess the undertext of my question was, if what the rules of dirt are, stealing's allowed. But
stealing is absolutely allowed.
If someone steals from you, you're just allowed to steal back, right?
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
On 10. And I forgot, and I'm going to need to be reminded, when you read a sitch, you act on the information you find out, you get +1 forward acting on that information. So keep that in mind. I've forgotten it for a couple of our rolls. So on a 10, you get to ask 3. Where's my best escape way in, way out? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? And who's in control here? You get to ask 3 of them.
Who's in control here?
Yeah, you
Feels like it's Hunk.
You seem to be in full control of the situation. That being said, Kevin is looking around the rest of the alley very nervously, as if trying to find someone else.
Okay. And then what was the one like right before that one?
What's my enemy's true position?
Was there one after?
What should I be on the lookout for?
Yeah,
which enemy?
That one. What should I be on the lookout for?
I mean, Kevin's looking for something. It's almost as if he's buying time, or like he anticipating company.
All right. Act accordingly.
And then you've got one more question you can ask.
What was the first one again?
Where's my best escape, way in, or way past?
Let's go with that one.
Okay. In the alley, you can go back the way that Hunk and you just came from. Seemingly still seems open. Or again, you know the way that you kind of circumvented back towards your establishment. You know not many people go that route just because it's a little more narrow. So you have both of those ways that you can go.
All right. With that, Rick, noticing that he's looking for a friend, and just to kind of inform Hunk and maybe also scare this guy as well, just go, you got friends company? Kevin? You looking for someone?
He looks
someone
up
looking for you?
He looks up at you and furrows his brow. And he says, "Fuck you, man, I don't need friends." But then does absolutely look over his shoulder.
The situation you're in definitely makes it seem like you need friends.
Kevin, we could be friends.
Fuck you, I don't want to be your friends. You eat like 40 of these tacos.
I mean, yeah, but like...
Only idiots fucking eat this many fucking tacos. Do you know you're never going to be able to shit ever again? Like, ever.
Oh, no,
it's a medical condition.
My bowels really do know what you're doing. Every day at 10 a.m. and at 4 p.m., I have a bowel movement, and it's like... I was just talking about this with Toad. I did come out from, like a rope manufacturer, but like from my poo.
As you're talking, Kevin's hand drifts back behind him on the ground, and he looks like he's reaching for something, and he's like to pull it out. I'm going to have you both roll to act under pressure to see if you can stop him, and while we're doing that, we're going to shift the camera back over to Lux and Toad. You guys have gotten the car, you've loaded it up into the lift, and were able to move it up to the first layer, or you're in the process of going to the first layer to meet up with the rest of the party. The gears of the descent grind as you're making this climb. It takes a couple of minutes. What are you guys doing as this is passing on?
I'd like to say that there's a tape player in the Volkswagen.
Okay.
But there is only one tape in it or in the vehicle. And it is Thin Lizzie's Jailbreak.
Amazing.
On repeat forever.
This is very good.
She'll sit in silence unless Toad... Does Toad sit in the front seat?
Where does Toad sit in the car? That was my next question, yeah.
In the place that has the most leg room, wherever that may be.
I would assume probably the front seat then.
Okay. You're sitting there next Toad, do you just ride through the elevator in silence?
Yeah, just staring at a corner in the elevator.
Great. You guys can finish the ascent, eventually hitting the first layer as the doors scrape open. And you see you kind of pull out down the street, you see Mugs Chugs, and seemingly no Rick or Hunk, though you figured that you guys would probably meet around here. As Lex, you kind of get out of the car to go out and see, you do hear shouting down the alley. It's just like, "Fuck you, man, I'm gonna tell you shit."
She would try to read the situation to see if she recognizes any of the voices or anything.
Yeah, go ahead and read a situation.
And that is cool, right?
Yep. Roll, or press sharp, actually.
While we're waiting for that
Just
roll,
kidding.
what time did the last descent come down?
So you guys this is just moving in between. It's not an actual going up to the surface. You guys, there was dusk. You guys are leaving at dark, which is this next one. You know you're getting close for time.
But what hour of the day? Not that I know what hour it is now, but what hour of the day does the last descent come in?
It's at dark, so probably around 9.
Oh, okay.
Ish.
Gotcha.
It depends. Lex, on a 7, you get to ask 1. Where's my best escape? Which enemy is most vulnerable? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? And who's in control here?
I guess kind of what should I be on the lookout for? She's just trying to take in if those are her people that are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's just trying to discern who it is that's fighting, because if it's random people fighting, she's going to leave alone.
Yeah. You hear voices, an argument, a loud yelling, and you know that in dirt things can escalate quickly. If someone who owes someone else money is knocked down for something else, people seize that opportunity, right? Once there's blood in the water, things can spiral out of hand pretty quickly. So you know that you should keep an eye out for anyone moving in the direction of those voices to know how much trouble it's going to be. And as you do, you see you notice other people hearing the same thing, kind of looking, and you see some people wearing some really tight pants and too many belts and flat-brimmed hats, kind of look at each other and nod and start moving in that direction.
She will grab a couple of weapons, mention this to Toad, and point in the direction and just kind of go, I would venture to say we need to go that way to find our friends. You can stay here with the car if you want. Don't let anybody touch it if you do. Shoot them with this, and she will slide an assault rifle towards him.
Amazing.
No, he won't touch it. No, thank you. And I can't let you have all the fun, so I should probably follow you.
Perfect.
You guys
She
take
will
off.
like slam a door, and when she hits the door, it's like a Simon Says thing that like sounds like a car alarm, but it's definitely not alarmed.
Amazing. The car starts making those noises, and you start running down this alley. Rick and Hunk, what did you roll? We got a 12 and a 9. Both are so Hunk, you see him move, and you move like your pure instinct, like not a thought in your mind. You know exactly what you need to do to get this person to stop doing what they're doing. Rick, though, you kind of flinch. Like, you see him reaching for it, and you know whatever it is, it's dangerous, but the thought occurs to you like, shit, what if it's a gun? You can probably move forward to stop him, but you're probably going to get hurt. Like, in order for you to, like, get down where you need to go, you're probably going to get hurt in the process. What do you do?
Does it look like Hunk can handle it?
You are so focused. Yeah, you were so focused on Kevin, you don't know what Hunk is doing.
He'll go to stop at them.
Okay. You are a little bit closer and you were leaning against the wall, so you shift to like go down and like get it, and as you do, Kevin shifts over and kicks up at you, catching you right in the diaphragm with the like heel of his foot. Go ahead and take 1 harm as he slams into that, but the force of you pushes him back. Hunk, you come in like just sideways and are able to like pin Kevin. Well, actually, to tell me, how do you stop him from grabbing what he was grabbing? You tell me.
Instinctively, his hand just kind of flashes out and grabs him by like the forearm. And Hunk's unknown strength, he just squeezes until like he hears a stress crack in the bone. But like he's not aware he's doing that. He just kind of goes like no, and his lizard brain that survives is like the one that was like break it. But before he realizes he's done it, like he's already holding on to like his limp arm in his hand, and he goes, "Oh, did you want a taco?" And he's gonna like let go of his hand.
Kevin is screaming, holding his hand, and you hear behind you, "Hey, fuckers!" As around the corner comes 3 individuals, clearly Becky's, and they seem to be looking for a fight. What do you do?
I'm just doubled over from being kicked in the diaphragm. The wind knocked out of me.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I drop both bags of tacos and immediately start like my whole swirling ball at them because Becky's are my natural predator in these waters.
Correct. Go ahead and they're running at you. One of them's gonna pull out a gun and try to fire off a shot, but go ahead and roll go aggro.
Oof.
A 4. So that's a miss. Go ahead and mark experience.
I have 5 experience.
So you will have a level up. We can handle that at the end of the session. Just kind of keep that in mind where you can level up a move, pick a move from a different playbook. There's a couple of different options. So
Restart
congratulations.
if that happens.
Yep, and then you'll just, that clears the boxes and then you restart filling up them.
Cool.
Awesome. Congratulations. We have our first level up. Woo! So you go to like swing that around. And as you do, Kevin, who's screaming on the ground, kicks at the back of your knee, and you lose that like momentum of the swing for just a hot second, and it actually brings that around, and it's going to slam into the side of your own head. Go ahead and take 1 harm as he interrupts your very intimidating moment, and these Beckies begin to charge down the alley at you. Rick, you have an opportunity. The wind's been knocked out of you. Hunk just decked himself in the face. There's 3 Beckies coming at you, a screaming guy with a broken arm on the ground.
Yeah. Can I think Rick's gonna. You tell me what to roll. I'm gonna tell you what Rick's gonna do.
Okay.
He's gonna pull out his blade and kind of hold it menacingly, and then he's gonna make a cut towards Kevin. On the ground.
Yeah. So we're gonna say that's just you attacking. Do you have any battle moves or anything?
Not like any special ones, no.
Okay. Go ahead and roll plus hard to see if you're able to land this attack.
Yep.
Thank you, Bright, for also rolling your harm, because I keep forgetting when you take harm, you have to roll harm. On a 4, what I'm going to say is when you get hit in the head, it actually, you don't take any harm because your helmet's there. So go ahead and add that hurt back. But you lose track of, like, the Beckies down the alley. Like, your helmet kind of spins around a little bit. Like, it blocked the hit. Exactly. But you can't see the enemies. Rick, that's a 5.
You
go
also
ahead.
want me to roll for my harm that I took from the wind?
We won't worry about it now. We'll just try to, like, account for it going forward. So you go to take this, you go to strike out at Kevin, but Kevin, like, seeing friends down the alley and, like, is in that fight or flight response, is going to actually see this happening and move out of the way, and just with the kicks, crushing it, is going to catch your foot and knock you prone. Your knife is then going to go skittering out of reach underneath a dumpster, so you no longer have your weapon. The 3 Beckies are charging down the alley. Lux and Toad, you are running, and as you come around the corner, you see the following. There's some stranger with their arm limply, like, in the dirt, pulling themselves away from Rick, who is, like, picking himself up off of his face, seeming to look under a dumpster across the alley. Hunk is there spinning his head, but the helmet is turned, so he can't really see, and he's just screaming. And there are 3 Beckies making a run for it. What do you guys do?
Hunk is gonna get into, like, a horse stance.
Okay.
And, like, widen his feet apart, and then he's just gonna put his fists on his thighs and lean forward and continue to, like,
He's gonna throw it back in a circle.
yeah, he's just gonna throw it back for Becky.
Okay.
And he's just gonna keep to twirling his head ball.
Okay.
And he's going to try and blender the group of incoming Beckies with his headcopter.
Okay. Lux, Toad, what do you got going on?
Yeah, Lux will get overly excited, and she's going to take on her, I guess it's a playbook move, not to be fucked with.
Okay.
Where in a battle you count as a small gang.
Okay. Awesome.
So it adds 1 to hard and 1 to armor.
Okay. Phenomenal. Are you running at them? Are you trying to attack them?
She's absolutely running at them. Probably to pistol whip at least one of them.
Okay. You can run. You're running because they're distracted. You're running to catch up, and you're trying to take them by surprise. I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll aggro because you are coming up from behind with that gun to, like, crack one of them on the back of the head.
So
roll plus hard.
So that's an 8.
On an 8. Yeah, so let's see. You run up, and as you do, you crack them on the back of the head, and they kind of cave and catch their head and duck out of your way, giving you a clearer shot to run and, like, catch up with everyone, grabbing it at the back of their heads, like, screaming and cursing. So they got 1 harm. Sick.
Well, my weapon does
Oh, that's right. Tell me how much harm it is.
2 harm plus
Oh,
1.
sick. So 3 harm. Yeah, so they are looking rough as you cracked them on the back of the head. And, like, there's just blood gushing from this head wound. Like, you can see it, like, dripping down their arm even as you're sprinting past to get to Hunk. Toad, what are you doing?
Oh, yay. So these are Becky's, you're saying, right?
These are still Becky's, yep.
Wonderful. Well, where are we at exactly right now? We're by Bubs, right?
Yep, you're kind of by Mugs Chugs. You're down an alley, probably like at this point like 3-ish blocks away, but not like big blocks.
Well, it's very lucky that Becky's have pressed their luck one too many times, and now it's on site. So, not holding back at all. How many moves can you do at once in Apocalypse World?
Typically it's just like 1, but like tell me what you want to do, and if there's a move that you want, let's read it out and we'll figure out like how it applies.
Yeah, so I'm chasing them down with my machete as I like unsheath it and swing it around, and I have a playbook move called Rasputin. So
okay.
You know, the song just plays in everyone's head.
Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen.
It says, shot, stabbed, and poisoned, you just keep coming. When you are being scary as fuck and coming at someone, you get +1 armor. You still get shot and stabbed. Bleeding just doesn't bother you that much anyways.
Okay, yeah, so you've gone full Rasputin mode. Are you attacking these guys as you're running?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to get up to one of the Beckys, and I wanted to seize by force their entire leg.
Yeah, go ahead and roll plus hard for me.
All right. Oh, gosh.
So that's a 5. On a miss, mark experience, and you still get to choose one of the things. Inflict terrible harm, suffer little harm, take definite undeniable control, or impress, dismay, and frighten the enemy. There's also variances if we want to talk about those. But in which there's, instead of taking undeniable control, you can force your way into the enemy's position. You can fight yourself free. You can keep a hold of something that you have, or defend someone else from an attack.
Okay, so when I said I wanted to go after their leg, I meant I wanted to keep it. So I would like
you want to cut their leg off. I'm tracking.
Sever their leg.
Okay.
And so whether that's me taking control of their leg or inflicting terrible harm, the machete itself does 3 harm. So
yeah, so I'm gonna say you take a definite, undeniable control of the leg. You absolutely bring your machete down and chop like right through the top part of their thigh in a clean sweep. But as you do that, what you didn't, like, it pushes them off kilter, and they were bringing their gun up to shoot at Hunk, and it moves down, and they like panic and take a shot from their gun, which is going to catch you in the shoulder. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and take 2 harm, minus any armor that you have, as that slams into your shoulder.
Yeah, so you just see the bullet just like sink into Toad, and they just don't even care.
Okay, awesome. Hunk, you are standing there, you're spinning, you're in horse stance. One Becky just got his leg chopped off. Steph has knocked the other, like, pretty hard. What are you doing?
As I'm throwing it back, I start taking little baby steps forward. So I'm just like, you know, arching, and I'm gonna start moving towards the Beckys who are running towards me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. You're still going aggro because you're not necessarily engaging with them directly, but you're acting in a hostile manner.
12. Good lord.
12. Fuck yeah. So are you yelling out anything as you do this? Like, what is your intention behind this?
So the intention is that I will blend up the Beckys because I am going to die someday at the hand of a Becky.
Okay. Yeah. You see like through your helmet, like you catch like one, you watch as their leg falls to the ground, blood gushing, the other one holding at its head. You see the third one kind of hesitate and see that you're like approaching with that flail of doom. And they get scared. They're actually going to turn around and run away the other way. Like they are totally freaked out. This is not their day. They're not a fan. So one's going to start running back the other way down the alley. Rick, you are up. You're on the ground. Your knife is under a dumpster. Kevin is regaining his footing, clutching his broken arm.
He...
Can I assist Rick really quickly since he doesn't have a weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Yeah.
Here, Rick. And he tosses you a leg.
Okay.
He's very confused about what to do with that. Here's what I want to do.
Toad, sorry. Toad, before I forget, will you roll your harm really quick? So you took 2 harm, so roll 2d6 plus 2.
Okay, so do I do 1d6 if I had 1 armor?
No, that armor won't impact, or yeah, so 2d6 plus 1, however much harm you actually took.
Okay. Wow, it's been so long. How do
We're
you
going to
do
manage
these
that.
things?
Rick, you have a leg that flops near your position.
He's gonna kind of take that, drag it, and throw it up as like a distraction, if he can.
Okay,
And I'm
awesome.
gonna try and get behind. I want to get behind Kevin and figure out what he was pulling for and make it mine.
Okay.
that makes sense.
So it sounds like you're trying to keep an eye out for trouble. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll plus sharp for me.
Okay.
Okay, on a 5, you're going to go ahead and still hold one of these options.
Okay.
You can direct one of your party members to an enemy, and if they engage with them in battle, they'll get a +1. You can give instructions to one of your allies, and they'll get a +1 in whatever action they take following those instructions. You can direct them to an enemy, and they'll do +1 harm, or you can direct them to a potential danger, and it will minus a harm. So you hold that, you use it whenever you're ready to. Toad, you're good. This brings us back around on the harm roll. Thank you. Lex, you are up. You've decked a guy, you're running. An arm arcs over your head in slow motion, blood's like blinging, painting the walls of this alley before it lands by Rick and gets thrown in the air again. Hunk is just keeping it real, throwing that flail in a circle. It's dope as hell. You've got 2 Beckys. One doesn't have a leg, one's running. The other one you hit. Kevin, broken arm.
I'm going to shoot at the one that's running away. Non-lethal. I'm
Okay.
hoping for like an ass cheek or
Oh,
a hip.
amazing. Yeah. Roll plus hard to see if you land that hit. Fuck yeah, you do. Called shot. You shooting him right in the ass.
Yeah, so she's gonna run up to him. I'm assuming that would take him like down. Like he's not
Yeah,
gonna keep running.
100%. 100%. You get him in the ass and he just screams, "My perfect ass!" as he falls down and eats shit.
And she will just put a boot on his face to hold him there,
Okay.
and then another foot on the
bullet wound. Amazing.
And she's just gonna stand there with a gun held at the other one without a leg, which she assumes everyone else has that guy taken care of because he doesn't have a leg. So she's not gonna do anything else. She's just gonna stand there with a gun drawn, trying to clean at this guy.
Okay, Toad, you've got the guy that you chopped his leg off. He's at your feet, screaming in agony. The guy that Lux initially hit is still reeling from that hit. What are you doing?
Why didn't you kill the other one? Are we keeping them alive for some reason?
I mean, we don't have to. I didn't know. I'm just showing up here. And I'm gonna like look to Rick and Hunk.
Try to take Hunk's tacos.
Oh.
We're just killing him for that then.
No, Becky, escape! And I'm gonna start to turn my head sideways so that the propeller is off to the right. And he's gonna wait until he times it so that he lets the hammer throw go up and over into the air, and he's just gonna launch himself via hammer thrown helmet at the final Becky.
Okay. So you see Hunk launching himself in that direction. Toad, you have a split second to make a choice before Hunk's action's gonna carry through.
All right. I know we went through all the safety tools and everything, but I just want to make it clear one time again, we're all good with violent, gratuitous gore, right?
Let's
If
go.
not, I'm fucked.
All right.
Let's go.
So
Verbal
as,
yes.
as I see that and I hear about the tacos and the Beckys have pushed their luck, I just sink my machete into the middle of the one on the ground and lift it up so that
Okay.
Hunk
Before
will
you
hit
do
it.
that, perfect. Roll plus hard for me to make sure that you're able to do this with no consequences.
Consequences be damned, I do it anyway.
Right.
Why?
Go ahead and mark an experience for the 5 that was rolled. I'm gonna say, you still do it though. You jam this in and you're going to raise it up to like get them over your head. And as you do, like in their last moments, they're gonna take their pistol and again, like it's almost like as the life is leaving their body, reactively fire a shot. So go ahead and take 2 harm minus armor, and then roll your harm for me as you're trying to raise them up on this machete for Hunk to like land a blow. Hunk, you're throwing an attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll plus hard for me. Toad, as you go, you're like raising them up. Let's see. Yeah, you're raising them up to do that. You're gonna actually like lose your footing and your knee's gonna drop. So you're actually like kind of half prone with this guy stuck on the end of your machete and you're not able to actually lift him up as high as you can. Yes, Hunk, you are flying at this person with your flail, like moving directly at them. You slam into them. How much damage does your weapon do?
This one does 2 harm and area.
Okay. Yeah, so you hit this guy, and I'm gonna say because it's area, you like hear the crunch and you get excited and you fling back up, and the one that Lux hit in the back of the head's kind of like reeling is accidentally going to run into the back of your hammer as you bring your head up and it launches and it cracks the other one in the head. So you take out the 2 Beckys standing near you.
Ponytail whip of the hammer.
After that happens, I do have to say that Toad completely falls to the ground and my life has become untenable.
Okay, so you're hurt. You need help. Okay.
I'm technically dead.
Technically dead? You've
Yes.
taken 5 harm?
I've taken
I should say
20.
no. So I should say that any harm from last session would have reset from now because enough time has passed that you're like fine and none of you were in critical.
Yeah, I took 19 from this fight.
You should have taken 19.
That 13 isn't how much damage you take.
That's not
right?
how much damage you take. No.
Okay.
No, that's just to see. That's a roll to see what happens with the harm. That's not how much harm you take.
Oh.
Sorry.
I was gonna say.
I should have made that clear. No. So you've taken 4 harm. Your armor's negated
Okay.
2. So you should have only taken 2 harm this fight.
Got
and then the
it.
1
That makes
harm
more
from the
sense.
garage before.
Cool. That
Yeah.
makes more
So
sense.
you're rough, but you're not. You shouldn't be Devastation Nation.
Cool.
Ow.
Well,
Okay.
We'll
Lux is
figure
just
out-
going to shoot this guy in the back of the head, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Do that thing. Lex, go ahead and roll me plus hard. Rick, you still have Kevin with you. Would you like to burn your holds for anything? Or what are you doing?
What's Kevin doing?
Kevin's trying to get away. Like, Kevin's getting up and actively, like, trying to make a run for it.
I'll let Lux resolve her.
Yeah, Lex, with an 11, you just, like, execution style,
Yes.
fire and right
I
into
imagine as people are yelling at me like, "Oh, are we keeping him alive?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know." And I'm like whipping these guns around.
Yeah.
And like all of everything else happens. She's like, "Fine, whatever. All right, fuck." And then just like shoots him.
Yeah. You paint the floor of this alley with this Becky's last thoughts. Rick, Kevin is getting up and is trying to like scramble away as most of the action's on the opposite end of this alley.
I will use my hold here to alert everyone to an enemy. Kevin's getting away.
Okay. So to that end, because he's burned his hold, what that means is if you guys act on that, you get +1 forward to chasing him down. And given action that everyone's taken, Toad, that would be you. It would be next.
Okay. How far away from me would he be about?
Within catching distance. This is a pretty close quarters fight.
Oh, wonderful. I'm just gonna throw my machete straight into his back and hope that it aims true.
Roll plus hard and add 1 because 1 forward because Rick called out that he was making a run for it.
Okay. Ooh, that's cool. All right. A 7 this time. I'm doing so good.
A 7. As you kind of as it slips out of your hand and goes forward, it's gonna the blade kind of catches your arm because you had to like pull it from a body and get it up and out. It's gonna catch your shoulder for 1 harm, negated by your armor, and you huck it and you catch Kevin right between the shoulder blades, and the force actually pushes him forward a little bit, so he trips and lands on the ground. Remind me how much harm the machete does at this point. Is it 2 or 3?
3.
Yeah, he's dead. His body lands next, just a couple of steps further down the alley from the abandoned bag of tacos. You stand in a bloody battlefield surrounded by dead Becky's, disassembled, blown up, and whatever they were after, still unclear. You guys are surrounded by carnage. Some of you have taken some damage. Toad, I think you were the most hurt kind of in this exchange. You're starting to feel it. You're feeling a little woozy. Everybody else, you've got a bunch of dead Beckys, one of which tried to steal Hunk's tacos. Where do you go from here?
I'm gonna search their bodies for any sign of my belongings or any sign of like anything other than their big like end of the year whatever sale that they're having, the BOGO sale. I'm just gonna search their bodies real quick.
Yeah, you start pilfering through their pockets, trying to look for stuff. What's everybody else doing?
I was of the same mind, just checking for anything that we want to get off of them that would help us in the world. Gotta scavenge.
Okay. All right.
Similar, Rick's gonna kind of go up to Kevin, pull out Toad's machete if Toad doesn't do that himself, and kind of just turn him over and just be like, this poor sap, why? He could have just got drinks with Tammy, but now he's here and dead because he wanted someone's tacos.
And ain't that just the way that it goes? Just a reminder, your knife is still under a dumpster.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Okay. Hunk, you've got Toad and Lux going through pockets. What are you up to?
Hunk goes to recollect. Hold on, I'm going to get rid of this for a second. It's killing me. Hunk goes to recollect his taco stack.
Okay. Yeah, you...
is Kevin still here?
Kevin is, but he's super dead.
Oh, okay.
He's no longer with us. In theory.
I will recollect the tacos that I threw at him.
Okay.
I'll be like, it's okay, buddy. If you're not hungry, you don't have to have any tacos. You just lay there and rest. And he pats him on the shoulder.
Amazing.
And
did we want to keep that person alive or not make them go sleepy time for any reason?
It's fine. He didn't seem like he wanted to talk.
Okay.
According to him, he was dead anyways, so.
Lux and Toad, as you go through these Beckys, there's not much on them. I am going to have you guys both take +1 barter. as you're able to like get any valuables that they have. It's not much, but between the 4 of them, you're both able to like get something out of it. You also find a lot of on one of them, it's like it would be a Bible, or like it seems like a religious text of some kind. It's mostly like a pamphlet, and it's written in a lot of like for lack of a better term, like sales lingo, like 25% off, like blah 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 blah. Like it doesn't, to somebody just reading it, it seems like a strange advert, not like anything actually coherent. There are a couple of things, like you could spend time reading through it, trying to like find meaning. But right now it just seems like a strange combination of coupon sales offerings, and promotion for new Heelys.
I will roll that up and stick it in a pocket for further reading material. Maybe when Hunk is pooping at his 10 a.m. constitutional.
Amazing.
But also, like, when I'm gonna set the guy up like he's like sitting against a wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
And
gotcha.
just kind of set them all up.
Like he's kind of leaning.
Yeah.
You take the one whose leg is like cut off and maybe like set the stump on one that's sitting shoulder, so he still remains like an upright posture. And so it looks like the 3 of them are just like 3 dudes like chilling down an alley, maybe like shooting some dice or something.
Yeah, like, what's the movie, Bernie? Weekend at Bernie's?
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Yeah, you are able to kind of gather up some information. Rick, I won't make you roll for it. You're able to kind of, using Toad's machete, kind of get your knife out from under the dumpster. Hunk, you are able to collect all of your tacos. Even though some of them have been in the dirt and have been thrown, they seem to be in the same condition as they were when they were originally given to you across the counter. So, no worries there.
Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and just eat another one of them now, because that was a lot of effort I just put into like blending up Becky's.
Yeah. Remind me, this is the first time you're eating one of these tacos, correct?
He like absentmindedly nibbled into one earlier.
Okay. What do they taste like?
So if you were to leave a case of lime Coca-Cola in the cardboard box out in the sun, and one of those cans were to like pop or break or leak or whatever, and that runoff would like hit the cardboard and like seep into it until it was like soggy and wet, the taste of that cardboard is roughly what these taste like. It's a soggy mess. It's got that sun-cooked old Coca-Cola taste, even though there's no Coca-Cola in it.
Disgusting. Amazing. Yeah, you're munching on some delicious tacos.
Limey. Yum.
Toad, you're feeling a little lightheaded as you look down at yourself, and you recognize that you're covered in a lot of blood. It's unclear how much of it is yours, and how much is other people's. And that bat that you took to the head, like you're kind of starting to feel like additional swelling pushing up against your mask. And you can feel that Norman is like uncomfortable. Like he hasn't said anything, but it's like this weird, like you just get the sense that Norman's like, as your face is starting to push against the side of the mask.
Wonderful. Well, I have to give Norman his appeasement, so I'll wipe some blood off of me, grab a handful from the stump on the person, and I'll just like, while no one's looking, I'll just look around and I'll just say, "Here you go, Norman," and I'll just wipe it on the mask as it like sinks into the mask.
Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, the sweet nectar of life. I need more. I need more. Do you have more?
Be quiet. I'll get you more later.
I need
At
more.
the end.
Oh, okay. Can you please, sir? I beg of you to respect my personal space. Your flesh is full of life that I cannot have, and it is irksome to me.
I'll do my best. Maybe you should have warned me that someone was coming to hit me with a bat.
You don't hear anything other than like disturbing slurping sounds as Norman continues to feast upon the offering you've made. All right, where do you guys go from here?
Lux is going to turn to Toad and say, you feeling okay, bud? You're doing a lot of chit-chatting with yourself over here.
I didn't say anything.
I could have sworn I just heard you talking. Okay, never mind. Are you feeling all right? All right. My car is waiting to ascend.
I suppose we should get moving then if we don't need anything else. Hunk, you got all your tacos? Did he take anything else from you?
You just see Hunk like one arm carrying 2 bags of tacos, one taco in the other hand. He's just biting into it and then doing like this little dance. And it's, I mean, you swear you could almost hear the... as he's just kind of like grooving with his food. He's not paying attention.
Awesome. You guys are able, you've assembled the bodies, retrieved your items, coming out a little richer, if not a little bruised, from this engagement. And you're walking down the alley, you're headed back to the car. The car is still there. Alarm is still going off. Lex, can you just give us a sampling of what that sounds like? You're on mute, yeah.
There it was.
Dang it.
Just kidding. It's probably a really high shrilling sound.
Okay.
But to get it armed, it's just like the boop boop beep boop beep beep boop boop, and she just punches on a Simon Says, like a Simon game.
Amazing.
But it's a really obnoxious sound probably, so it's probably been going off for a while.
Okay. Yeah, you silence the car alarm. And as you do, you kind of look into the driver's seat of your car, and you see that there is a bag, like a big duffel bag that someone has tossed into your side of the car, and there's a note affixed to the top.
I will use the tip of my gun to open it.
Do you want to read a situation?
Yeah, sure. Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Go ahead and roll for me.
And that is
Plus sharp.
sharp.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Okay, on a 9, you get to ask one of the following question. Where's my best escape, way in, way past? Which enemy is most vulnerable? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? And who's in control here?
What should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. You're nervous about this bag. You're looking at it. You're uncertain. And you are able to look at the note, and you actually recognize the handwriting. It's a very distinct, sharp angled, quick penmanship. And you recognize it from the signs in the cafeteria, as well as the signs emblazoning the city. As you recognize that it's Rue's handwriting.
She's going to be less anxious opening it, but also think to herself, shit, I hope she didn't find that small crate of McDonald's toys yet.
Yep. Are you reading the note, or are you looking in the bag first?
She would probably look in the bag first, honestly.
Okay, yeah. You look inside the bag, and as you do, stuffed inside, there is a couple of things. First, there's like a big Ziploc bag, like the gallon-sized Ziploc bag that's been reused a lot of times. You can see that it's been like stretched over with duct tape, but you can still see on the inside what looks like that plant from the cafeteria, which Kanga. It looks like there's a big old bag of that, as well as 4 masks, like gas masks with big old attachments on the front that are stuffed in. Some of them have been painted with various different designs, but that seems to be everything inside the bag.
I will hand the bag to Rick for distribution, and then I will read the note.
Yeah. You open up the note, and it's really quick, and it just says, to help you breathe a little easier. And like a goofy smiley face, and then Rue's signature.
And she will just grab one of the masks.
Awesome. There are enough masks for each of you. Can you tell me what's painted on each of your masks?
I'm sorry, I cannot take one, nor, I already have a mask.
How about you just take it, but don't like use it right now? Like maybe down the road.
Norman, is that okay? Okay, sure. Just don't mention it again. Thank you.
Okay.
Hunks just has like if there's like some leaky paint somewhere, he would have like slapped his hand down on it and like put his handprint dead center on the front, and then he would have like looked for something else to make like the little turkey legs and the beak right next to the handprint on his own face.
Amazing.
Rick will just hand them out first. Did Lux, you already grab one that had something on it?
Yeah, hers probably would look as close to a welder's mask as you can get. But instead of it being open at the bottom, it's probably closed. So probably just like a full face mask rather than like a just on the nose and mouth.
Awesome.
So Rick gets the last one left, which has a bunch of flowers and a big yellow smiley face on it, and he's just like, "Hey, I guess this one's mine."
Toad, what's painted on the gas mask that you were given?
No idea. I made sure not to look at it to not make someone jealous. So if Lux wants to say,
I'd say that would probably just be the most average one.
Yep.
There was nothing painted on it.
Nothing painted, just very simple gas mask.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, you now have this bag. You have your stuff. You all climb into, or you're kind of hanging out around the lift when you start to hear the kind of clamoring sounds indicating that the descent is about to happen. You are able to all kind of climb in and fit into Betty. It's a tight fit, given that Hunk is a intimidatingly large individual. How does that look? Who's sitting where?
This is like a standard car, right? Like you're in a fucking
Volkswagen
Kia Soul.
Bug.
Okay. Hunk is sitting in the back in the middle seat with the child fold down so that his shoulders are kind of against the roof of the car.
Okay.
And his head is like, since he's got to lean forward, and if it's a fucking bug, so he's got to lean forward, all like his head extends all the way out until it's like in the front seat, hovering right over the gear shifter.
Perfect. Who's pressed to the window in the back seat next to Hunk? It's
think it's me.
absolutely Rick. It's absolutely Rick.
Yeah,
I'm
it
so
is.
happy you said that. Rick, you have enough move, like you can move your shoulders a little bit, and you have to because just the mass of Hunk next to you, like your arms will go to sleep if you don't kind of switch which ones.
I am 90 degrees from the way
Which
you
one's
should be
pinned.
sitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Back
Toad,
up against the window.
perfect. Toad, you are in the front seat, and Lex, you are in the driver's seat. You hear, you kind of all get into the elevator, placed in your different spots. Are there seatbelts in the car?
Honestly, probably only her seat. She's not used to having guests here, so she would have probably emptied out as much of the interior as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But there is like another seat welded to the passenger seat. Like there's a seat there. And she tossed a couple of cushions in the back.
Okay.
So there's those, but like there's not
okay, perfect. Yeah, you guys are in the car just waiting, and sure enough, as time passes, you feel the elevator jolt, and the cables begin to screech in the walls as you feel the elevator lifting up with the first descent. There's other people who have climbed in. They all have a steely look in their eyes, mouth set, determined. You don't fuck around when you're going on the surface, because it's rough out there.
I would like to fuck around.
And find out.
He's going to reach out the window and push buttons on that Simon Says security thing that Lux has. And he's just going to start fiddling with it until you hear...
Amazing. As that chimes through the elevator, you hear the resounding sound of the descent as it hits that top floor. The doors scrape open, and there's no light as this is dark. No sunlight, I should say, but there's the guttural flames of a couple of torches that are like kept. They have these big metal, I don't know what those would be called, sconces, I guess, like around them to like
Braziers.
shield. Yeah, braziers. Thank you. To keep the flame contained. You know that flame is dangerous here on the surface, but also you can't afford to run electricity up here. It's too costly and it's too much of a resource. So light is limited. You pull out of the lift out onto like the dry road of this ghost town on the surface of dirt. And there are other groups of people. First, the people trying to get into dirt who are nervous and shaking. Some look like they've had a rough go of it out here on the surface. Others look like they've got some glass and rubber burning a hole in their pocket. The others that are ascended with you immediately make way for the gates of this ghost town, and you follow suit. You know that the oil skimmer camp, and I'm pretty sure I'm remembering correctly, but if not, we're establishing a new thing. The oil skimmer camp is to the north of here. You start driving out of town. The headlights of Betty cutting through this like growing dark. It's that purple kind of glow as the sun's gone, and the stars, or at least what you think might be stars, you don't know what else to call them, are glimmering in the sky. What does the air taste like here on the surface of dirt?
Dried farts and Bengay. Like a mix of the oil.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's like there's like a methane present in the atmosphere that like as it inhales through your nose, it doesn't burn so much as it stings and burns, and like it's hot, like, but in the kind of way that makes you feel like your skin is going to shiver off just by being in contact with the air itself. Like your lungs screaming, like, do not breathe this air. You know that you can, but your body just is rejecting it. You'll be fine, but it is unpleasant. Toad, you feel that air familiar seeping through the mouth of Norman to kind of like touch your face. And you feel kind of a comforting sense of being somewhere you're a little bit more familiar with. As you come out of the gates of dirt, you see the oil fields stretching out in front of you, the dim light of your headlights shining across them, their murky depths unknown. Some places a couple of inches, other a couple feet. Either way, only skimmers go out directly across the fields. You stick to the path that the pavers made, which is the road stretching out in front of you, made of rubber and glass and various other non-conductive materials. On the ridge to the south, as you're pointed, you see dark clouds that are emanating orange and greens moving across the sky, covering the stars. A storm's coming in, and you feel your heart hitch as you look carefully out in the oil fields at the lightning rods that are stationed there. See, these are oil fields. Nothing spreads faster. Fire does not spread faster through anything else. This is a risk. And if lightning is to strike any of those fields, the whole place would go up in smoke. This is Dirt's greatest defense and its greatest risk. The lightning rods shine reassuringly in the distance, a beacon to capture that lightning that was then fed back into the city to generate power. These are essential, a lifeline for Dirt. Lux, you go out on the road, driving to be able to... You pass through the first gate, and you head up to a route that goes up and around, back curving north towards Vindication Gulch. This is where the oil skimmers camp is, and you know that soon you'll be there. It doesn't take much time. They like to stay close with trade. As you guys are driving, is there anything that you say now that you're here on the surface?
Are we there yet?
Not quite. And she will hand the sales flyer thing that she got off the Becky to Toad, or just because they are the one in the front seat, and offer to show it to Rick and Hunk as well. I don't know if you guys can make sense of this, but I don't think I can.
As soon as it's handed to Hunk, he'll pass it off to whoever's next.
Don't worry, I wasn't going to hand it to Hunk next. No offense.
Good.
Yeah, I'll just kind of turn it over in my hands, just like I don't know. Just seems like some kind of fanatics, and then I'll hand it back to Rick. I don't really know your world as much.
Buy one, get one free.
Rick, go ahead and roll sharp for me.
Sure. Oh, that was hot. I don't know why I went above. Do you want me to re-roll?
Yes, please.
Yep. Okay. It was the same roll.
You mutter to yourself, buy one, get one free. These fucking fanatics, always on with the hottest trends and what's fashionable. And as you flip it over, there's a phrase that stands out to you that kind of like catches your eye for a second, but doesn't really mean anything to you. All it is, it's innocuous, squished in between all of these other 25% off, get it while you can, last time option offers, is a single sentence. Black market, opening near you soon. And as you sit there and stare at it, this pamphlet in your hand, it rustling as the AC does its best to pump this rotten air through this car, and you're all crammed in there, hoping to beat the sun back to dirt. That's where we're going to end play for today. I want to thank everybody for joining us to Dirt. First, we have to cover off on session experience. At the end of each session, the players have an opportunity to gain extra experience if they can answer yes to the following questions. So I ask citizens of Dirt, number 1, did you learn something important about how the world works?
Yeah, I think we learned about the fend for yourself piece pretty significantly. All of us to some degree.
Yeah, I'll take that. Go ahead and mark experience there. Did you protect Dirt from a dangerous threat?
The Beckys. Beckys are a dangerous threat. Whether
Are they?
I know it or not. Whether I know it or not, killing them is always for the betterment of Dirt.
I'm going to say that one's iffy because there isn't like intention to destroy Dirt itself. It's clearly stated or like anything like that. So I'm going to pass on that one.
To be fair, so it does not say, did you mean to fight someone?
Did you solve a person or community's problem?
We got Hunk's tacos back.
You got Hunk's tacos back, absolutely. And I will, to Bright's point, there's fewer Beckys in the world, and that's solving somebody's problem. And then this is one that we didn't cover last time, but I'm going to go over really quickly. At the end of every session, each of you will choose a character who knows you better than they used to. If there's more than one, choose one at a whim. Let's see, tell that player to add +1 history on their sheet. If this brings them to 4, you can level up. If no one knows you better, choose a character who does not know you as well as they thought, or choose a character at your whim. Tell that player to take -1 history on their sheet. If that brings them to -3, they reset to 0 and add an experience. So, Rick, what we'll go ahead and do is we'll have you do that as well. As stars and wishes. We'll just kind of go around and do that. So who are you closer to or further against? And what are your stars and wishes? For those who are unfamiliar with the stars and wishes system, a star is a highlight moment from the session, and a wish is for something, a hope for something that will happen in future sessions. So Rick, who are we adding history, minusing history from, and what are your stars and wishes?
Oh, it's hard to go first. I don't know. I feel based off of my interactions, I think it could be no one. If it was someone, I think it would probably be Hunk, but I don't know if Hunk learns enough. But Hunk definitely had more interactions with Rick.
Hunk perceives. Retention is a different story, but Hunk perceives all.
I think he's perceived more about Rick is the way I would think at least.
Yep. You've watched Rick in battle a little bit more. You understand these people up. So or not Rick, Hunk, go ahead and mark -1 history on your sheet. And stars and wishes, Purple.
Star, I did say it in one of our breaks, but Sarah's portrayal of both the characters I added of Shorty and Bubba has just been amazing, and I want to interact with those NPCs so much because it's so much fun. So that's my star, and my wish is I wish to find out what's happening with these Beckys. They're all over the place. What's going on?
Awesome. That takes us to Hunk. Hunk, who knows you better or worse?
You know, I was going to say after observing him for so long, I might be Rick. I know for a fact Rick spent his entire game watching Hunk. So I got to imagine that him being a functional adult has the ability to be like, I think I'm getting a bead on what makes you, not what makes you tick necessarily, but how you're going to react to certain situations.
Awesome. And Star, and so is that a, you know him better?
Yes.
Okay, so +1 on your history with Hunk.
And then if that hits 3,
for pluses it has to hit 4. For minuses it has to hit 3.
It's at 3, so yep.
Okay, perfect. Hunk, what's your stars and wishes, buddy?
Stars. Norman.
Okay.
Norman, the character as a concept, is ridiculous, and you make it ridiculous, and it's perfect. Wishes. I don't know that I have wishes, because this game provides me everything that I ask for and then some. I don't Like I don't have time, or I don't have moments to be like, what more can I pull from this? What more juice can I squeeze from this stone? It provides. It just keeps juicing, no matter how hard I squeeze.
The juice going.
Keep the juices flowing.
Love it.
Juice must flow.
Juice is life.
Squeezing the juice.
Spice.
Steph Lex, hello, hi. Can you tell us what history is changing and for whom?
I wouldn't necessarily say her and Toad are closer, but she definitely, I think, witnessed more than prior to that. Like,
okay,
as far as like the removal of the mask in a public space, you know what I mean? Like, she probably was a little bit more aware of how that happens, with less distractions around.
Perfect. So, Toad, go ahead and +1 to your history with Steph, and then stars and wishes, my dude.
Listen, I love all of the NPCs. I think they're phenomenal, and I absolutely loved the dining scene. Like the idea of like all of these different ways to get food, and kind of like, I don't know, just the idea of like things crawling off of a table that shouldn't crawl off of a table, and like attendants tending to this, or like there's this like weird Taco Bell amalgamation again, like all of this fun stuff. I thought that was brilliant. For wishes, I'm kind of in the same boat as Bright. I don't know that I have any wishes, because I think this is at this point like providing. I guess I'm mostly really excited to see what above dirt, like what the above part looks like. I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Toad, how is your history shifting and with whom?
I feel like Toad is still in their own little world for the most part. Really, the most history shifting has been with Norman. So I don't really have that on my sheet, but
Gotcha. So we can do Who Doesn't Know You Any Better and just pick a random character at whim. Don't gotta make a rationale for it.
Probably Rick.
I was gonna suggest Rick if I could, because of the leg situation. He was so thrown off by that. Just like,
yeah.
Oh.
So Rick, go ahead and take -1 on Toad. And then Toad, what are your stars and wishes?
Okay, so stars, definitely developing more lore for Norman has been great, because I threw Sarah under the bus on that and she did great. But I didn't even really know that was going to be a thing until I sat down and went over my character sheet again before first session. So it's cool that it's can be a bigger thing. And wishes, I only wish to know about this black market currently, and I hope they have some golden tablets for me.
Awesome. And with that, just like Dewuld, our session has come to an end.